Future Feer here. I forgot to say, Zen hit his best clip ever, and I show it at the end of the video, so make sure to stick around for that. Hey YouTube, just got done watching the RLCS World Championships in a live stream on YouTube. You can actually go back and watch that stream if you'd like to see my reactions to the event live, but we are going to hop into the MVP of the tournament's POV. It was always my plan to just cover a couple games from whoever ended up winning MVP of the tournament, and surprise, surprise, we are in POV of Zen. We are going to watch the two closing games for him in the last two series of the tournament. So right now we are in Game 6 against Karmine Corps, a series that felt fairly close. Much closer than the series that followed this one, but KC was always one of the top contenders to take Vitality down. They came in as the favorites, and BDS and KC both were trying to put up solid fights, but everybody kept asking. The storyline has been for the longest time, can Zen do it in the RLCS? Because he was winning tournaments not in the RLCS. Then after he started winning regionals, you know, can he do it in a second regional? Okay, he can do it in the regionals, but can he do it at the major? Turns out he can't do it at the major. Well, can he do it at the major, but can he do it at Worlds? Turns out, yes, Zen can do it at Worlds. He can do it anywhere. In fact, there was an interesting interview that Zen talked about how he's not too worried about, you know, the money or the other aspects of the game. He just likes playing, and he just wants to be the best, as he reads that Alpha is not going to be passing this ball down to Rado. He'll leave it for Zen, and Zen, with the double jump shot, will put his team up 1-0 in Game 6. Right now, Vitality up 3-2 in a best of 7. So one more game to win in order to put them over the top. But Zen has answered the call every time somebody has asked. And I think a lot of that has to do with having very solid teammates. I don't think you can throw Vitality onto any team, or sorry, throw Zen onto any team and have the same results be achieved. I think Alpha 54 is playing really well. I think Radosin's playing really well. And I think Zen has been a great accent to all of that. Plus, Feer is maybe one of the best coaches. It's hard to say, you know, because I think at the end of the day, team results are mostly about the team. But Feer seems to do a really good job of prepping these guys and bringing the best out of them. So an impressive split and season from Vitality, and specifically Zen, who's all about the game and all about grinding, and has shown just what you can do when you are one with the game of Rocket League. So we're going to watch, and we'll talk about Zen's playstyle and a little bit of what we saw when watching together as we watch the two final games that Zen played. Getting bumped here, and Itachi able to finish it off. Karmine Corps was certainly putting up a fight against Vitality. Specifically, Vatira played really well, and I was actually rooting for Vatira and Karmine Corps to win this game so that we could see a Game 7 and have one of the most epic series that would have been on LAN ever. But unfortunately, Vitality just too good. Nobody got anywhere in the realm of beating them in this tournament. A lot of that has to do with this guy as he tries to chase down Itachi. One thing that I did notice watching live is that Vitality are pests on the goal line. You know, that's become a bigger part of everyone's Rocket League game. Most top teams, you know, not everyone does it to the level of Arsenal, but there was some serious physical play from Vitality when they're trying to open up space for them to work. Zen backing off the ball now, but he is incredibly aggressive. As I say that, you know, he's just trying to make my point. Zen turning off ball cam and deciding that I can't be part of this play in any other way. You know, I'm not going to be the receiver of the pass, and instead of just sitting here waiting for the ball to eventually come to me, maybe I can help by diving in and attacking to see if I can take out defenders. Now, that time it didn't work, but it's all about the mentality of that and the way that Vitality played it. Alpha 54 looking for a double. Zen to the back wall. You think it didn't get scored? You're wrong. An absolutely absurd double off the back wall. I think this finished as number 2 overall in the top 10 of the entire event, that goal, because it came at such a huge moment as well. You know, I can't stress enough that KC putting up a solid fight here against Zen and the rest of Vitality. But right now, Radosin, he started to play very passively when their team had the lead, especially against these KC guys, but a demo will secure a goal, as I believe Alpha 54 got the final touch. That might not have been crossbarring in. Might have needed that Alpha 54 touch. But either way, they put a little padding on it with 40 seconds left to go. Feer has been quite the magician in his career. So there was a lot of belief. But I'm not sure belief is going to be enough as Vitality continued to attack non-stop. They played so comfortable. And even with this lead, they look to put the pressure on. Exotic trying to do his best to break up Zen. I noticed that a lot of teams seem to start to target Zen and try and take him out of the game, but I'm not sure it matters. As Zen pre-flip touch to the back wall. They've wasted enough time at this point. You'll see the cars at lands drop early, a lot earlier than they otherwise would, but Zen and Feer had a very nice moment after this one. Zen took down his rival Feer, and Feer almost passed the torch with a long hug, saying, you know, you're one of the best players to ever do it. If I'm going to lose, it's not too bad to lose to this guy. At least that's what I'm assuming, the kind of things they said to each other. But Zen moves on, man. Zen dominates here to close away KC, but he has another series in the grand final against BDS. Zen in his matchup against BDS was otherworldly as they start with a fake kickoff as a way to get Zen the ball. If you didn't watch this live, it's hard to recreate the feel of this match. Actually, there was a technical pause right after this as Zen gets his shot saved, but is so in control of his car. We never worry on being able to jump off and tap that back in. There was a technical pause after Vitality was dominating through the first 3 games, and when they came back, this is the match, or this is the game that happened, which was Vitality not losing a step at all. And I really don't think we'll ever see this again. I was just honestly watching the game smiling at how special this team is and how insanely dominant they've been. I don't think we'll see another team like them, and I don't think we'll see another player like Zen. Now, maybe people said that around the time of Dignitas, but here is the moment we had to show you. Zen hitting the Zen. The ceiling pinch to backboard double is something that Zen has done to so many different teams that people have, you know, suggested it's called the Zen, or have brought up whenever somebody is able to hit it that they're hitting the Zen shot. And for Zen to do it in the game securing match, it was so poetic. I mean, sometimes you really do feel like there are script writers for this game, as Zen not able to score over the wall or onto the opposite side of the post, not the back wall. But in this game 4, you're going to start to see all of Vitality relax and enter free play. It is one of the craziest things to watch, you know, live, because before this, there was a ton of tentativeness. You could tell, you know, Vitality almost worried to make the wrong mistake, even though, of course, they played very well. They didn't want to let anything in free. They turned that off. They turned that off here in the rest of this game, and they just start going for clips, it seems. Here's Zen going again for a double. It's not going to be easy to get through BDS, even this BDS that didn't play well. And some people on Twitter are already suggesting that this is maybe one of the worst grand finals performances from BDS, but I don't know if I really want to focus on the fact that BDS didn't play well, because I really do think it's more about Vitality. You know, G2 got a lot of crap in their previous grand final for not living up to their gameplay against BDS, but really it was just because BDS was that good of a team, and I think that's what the storyline should be, is that Vitality this time around truly is just that good of a team. And they're going to have another opportunity, if you guys don't know, Gamers 8 coming up in a couple weeks, where 3v3 is going to be joined with 2v2 and 1v1 in another huge prize pool tournament. And what's going to be interesting is I think that just gives Zen and his team a bigger advantage. The fact that he gets to play 1v1 and then 2v2 against the other squads, I think might make Vitality even more of the favorites. So it'll be a really interesting tournament to watch. I am going to be going to Gamers 8, by the way. I'm going alongside Rule 1, so I won't be able to do as much coverage of the 1v1s and 2v2 games as I did last time, just so you guys know. But hopefully we can get some 1v1s, some live show matches here in the coming days as they prep for Gamers 8. And trying to bump Seiko. Just seems like all BDS has left in them is the ability to clear and nothing else. Zen deciding there was nothing available for him. Dosen was just one bump away from adding salt to the wound. And Zen rotates back around. He's got a lead blocker, as he often does. BDS stopping the bleeding a little bit. as they look to tackle. Bardosa into the ceiling. Monkey Moon the only one in net. Zen wants the double, and he isn't able to hit it. I wanted it so bad just to add more hype to the finish that Vitality had, because at this point it was so clear that Vitality was going to win. I mean, you could argue that I'm potentially spoiling it, but no, I mean, you watched the game live and everybody knew. There was a slight worry after the technical timeout whether or not they'd come out on fire still, and somehow they actually looked even better than before the timeout. Zen upfield wants the redirect, slams it off the backboard instead. I think he was hoping to go the top corner of the arena where he could send it straight down to the ground. Zen just started going ball chase too towards the end of this game, doing everything he could. Zen missing the boost. Oh, I have to show you. I just remembered Zen's best clip. I will show at the end of this video, and I should have even mentioned it because it's something that has to be talked about. And I'll show how he was able to hit that nasty clip and still perform. 15 seconds left to go, and all of Vitality are a moment away. Think about the series that these guys have lost. They've lost one series to Karmine Corps in the grand finals before actually ended up winning that tournament, and then they just dominated. They haven't lost like anything. I think they lost one other. I'm trying to think. I think they lost a BDS. They lost a BDS, and then they double reverse swept them, right? And then they lost the KC and I think a regional. One regional they lost one game, and then they won the next one. But either way, Vitality, man, they don't know what it's like to lose. Feer said that he shows them what it's like to lose, and that's one of the things he brings to the team. But let me show you guys Zen's best clip. I can't believe I forgot about this, but I'm going to make sure you guys get to see it. All right, here it is. Zen's best goal that he's ever hit. This clear goes to the back wall, and Zen just own goals it. Apparently, Zen is human too. This was one of the craziest moments watching it live. I couldn't believe it. Zen, I think, trying to clear across the net, and just gets caught up in his own head and then just own goals in a very crucial game as well. A very crucial game. And to put KC, into a spot where they're basically out of reach, they end up winning this game. But an insane, nutty shot from Zen. Had to make sure that you guys saw it, but truly an unbelievable performance. Hopefully, you guys got to watch it live as well. Hopefully, you enjoyed watching a couple games from Zen's POV. But that's going to be it for me on the coverage of the World Championships. I think we'll try and be back to 1v1s and show matches coming up in this week.